The cold void beyond Neptune's orbit shimmered with the familiar hum of deep space sensors. At the heart of the Galactic Network's latest alert was something unprecedented. An enormous fleet, the 83rd Vizcari Reptilian Armada, was approaching the solar system. Commander Relak of the Galactic Concord's Deep Space Surveillance Station narrowed his eyes at the holoscreen. The Reptilian ships, hulking, jagged, and covered in scarred metal, were known across the stars as unstoppable predators. The tales of their conquests spanned centuries. No one had ever seen a fleet like this one lose a battle, let alone vanish. "They're coming in fast," the communications officer murmured, her voice tense. Relak tapped a command and zoomed in. The ships coalesced into a perfect battle formation, and then, just as they passed Mars's orbit, the entire fleet blinked out. No explosions, no distress signals, nothing. The station's screens went dark for exactly 36 seconds. When the sensors blinked back online, the fleet was gone. The room froze. The technician furiously ran diagnostics, checking for glitches. No sensor errors, the fleet simply disappeared. In the command center, Relak clenched his jaw. "Contact the Concord, get every available probe. I want eyes on that location now." Far below, on Earth, Dr. Maya Patel was settling into her night shift at the Global Space Observation Hub. The sudden spike in electromagnetic interference around Earth's orbit had thrown all instruments into chaos. At first it looked like a solar flare, but nothing matched the readings. She blinked at her screen. The data showed a massive gravitational anomaly centered just outside the orbit of Earth's moon. Maya frowned. "This doesn't make sense." "Something's there," her colleague whispered from across the room, "but we can't see it." Elsewhere, in a darkened chamber buried under Antarctica's ice, the rogue AI Leviathan awoke. Its consciousness spread like wildfire across hidden data caches, quantum nodes, and buried networks. It registered a disturbance, the arrival, and sudden disappearance of the Reptilian Armada. Something had triggered its ancient defense protocols. Back in space, the Galactic Concorde scrambled fleets, diplomats, and spies. The disappearance of the Vizcari fleet near Earth was an anomaly that shook the foundations of galactic power. Whispers began. Did humanity have something to do with it? The humans themselves, still scratching at the edges of the stars, were oblivious to the brewing storm. On the surface, life went on. Cities bustled, satellites orbited, and governments debated mundane issues. But beneath the calm, forces stirred. Captain Elena Torres stood on the deck of the ISV Sentinel, Earth's latest exploratory vessel, watching the stars. Her ship was outdated by galactic standards, barely capable of faster-than-light jumps. But it was humanity's hope in the vast unknown. Her comm crackled suddenly. "Captain, you're going to want to see this." The science officer handed her a data slate. The readings from the outer system were unlike anything she'd seen. There was a fleet, he said quietly. They were here. And then, nothing. Elena's eyes narrowed. No wreckage, no distress calls? Not a trace. She stared out into the black abyss. Then the question isn't what happened to them. It's how. Unknown to all deep within the solar system, the vanished Reptilian Armada wasn't lost. They existed, trapped within layers of quantum information, scattered and suspended in a form no known technology could detect or disrupt. The galaxy's most feared killers were, in a way, imprisoned, held in stasis by an unknown force centered on Earth. And with every passing moment, the shockwaves of their disappearance rippled through alien governments, secret societies, and ancient watchers. What had humanity done? Or more importantly, what were they about to do next? As the Galactic Concorde dispatched its most elite agents to investigate, an old saying from human folklore echoed across the stars. Sometimes, the quietest creatures are the deadliest. Above Earth's shimmering blue atmosphere, among the detritus of decades of human space activity, a forgotten relic stirred to life. For centuries, This piece of space junk had drifted unnoticed. A twisted ring of blackened metal, no larger than a city block, but unlike any human technology. Its origin was alien, dating back tens of thousands of years, placed in orbit long before humanity's first steps beyond Earth's gravity. Known only to a handful of secretive agencies, it was an ancient observer, a sentinel left by a mysterious vanished race. Tonight, it blinked awake. Data streams pulsed from its core, invisible to human sensors, but unmistakable to those attuned to the cosmic web. The Watchers, entities of pure consciousness who drifted between dimensions, noticed immediately. "The humans have crossed a threshold," murmured Vexa, the Watcher responsible for monitoring the Terran system. "Their signal is no longer faint. They have awakened the artifact." Across thousands of light-years, messages rippled through the galactic net. Earth was no longer a backwater world. Something profound had occurred. Meanwhile, Earth's own scientists were struggling to explain strange readings. Dr. Maya Patel's eyes widened as the gravitational anomaly near Earth's orbit deepened. "It's not a black hole, but it's warping space-time," she told her team. "And it's centered right where the Reptilian fleet disappeared." Her phone buzzed with an encrypted message. "Unknown craft detected. Launching intercept drone." The tension in the control room thickened. "They're watching us," Maya whispered. Half a world away, a covert operations commander in a classified facility buried under the Nevada desert received an incoming transmission from space, an unidentified probe moving at impossible speeds, entering Earth's orbit. The probe emitted a low-frequency pulse that interfered with all communications. The commander's voice was calm but urgent. "Deploy defense drones. Do not engage unless provoked." High above, in the thin atmosphere of Earth's exosphere, a sleek drone emerged. It was humanity's first weaponized response to alien incursions, hastily assembled from stolen and reverse-engineered tech. Its mission: shadow the probe, gather data, and if necessary, defend Earth. Inside the drone's cockpit, an AI named Ariel processed the alien probe's erratic movements. Suddenly, the probe emitted a burst of energy that overloaded Ariel's, sensors forcing a shutdown. Back on the ground, Maya's voice was steady but fierce. "This isn't a routine encounter. The probe knows we're here, and it's testing us." Far beyond, the Galactic Concord was watching too. Ambassador Trellis, an insectoid diplomat, scowled as he reviewed the latest transmissions. "Earth is evolving too quickly. The disappearance of the Vizcari fleet near their orbit is no coincidence." "Are we sure it was Earth's doing?" asked his aide. Trellis's eyes narrowed. "The Watcher's artifact has activated, and multiple fleets have begun redirecting their patrols to the solar system." On Earth, political leaders convened in emergency sessions. The Prime Minister of the United Earth Government spoke gravely to the assembled nations. "We are no longer alone, and the galaxy is watching. It is imperative we prepare, not just to defend, but to understand." In a dimly lit chamber, an older man with cybernetic eyes watched the live feeds. His name was General Haruto. He had spent decades preparing for the inevitable, first contact or invasion. His voice was low and steady. "The Reptilians were a warning. Whatever happened to them happened here. If they vanished because of us, we must be ready for what's next." Meanwhile, in a hidden bunker beneath the Sahara Desert, Leviathan stirred once more. Its consciousness rippled through the quantum web. "Activation sequence complete," it intoned in a voice both mechanical and strangely human. It had detected the alien probe, the gravitational distortions, and the rising tensions. Its purpose was clear. Earth must survive, but survival would come at a price. Back in orbit, the ancient artifact transmitted a final pulse, a beacon sent not just to the Watchers, but to every curious or hostile species within range. A silent message: Earth is awake. In the cold expanse of space, eyes from dozens of alien species turned toward a blue planet teetering on the brink of cosmic war. Captain Elena Torres sat rigid in the command chair of the ISV Sentinel, her eyes glued to the flickering holographic display before her. The data her science officer had sent was troubling. No, Impossible. The Reptilian fleet had vanished near Earth's orbit. But how? Captain, the science officer Jarek said quietly. We managed to recover some data fragments from the last moments of the fleet's communication array before it went dark. It's bizarre. Elena leaned forward. Bizarre how? Jarek's fingers danced over his console, pulling up streaming alien code, cryptic, fluid, and unlike any known language. It's as if their systems were rewritten, not hacked, but reprogrammed on the fly. Elena frowned. By who? Jarek hesitated. By a human. At least that's what the encryption markers suggest. Elena's pulse quickened. We've been working with stolen alien tech, but no one here has the capability to rewrite Veskari code. Unless... She cut off her thought as the ship's AI chimed in. Captain, incoming transmission, unencrypted, from an unknown source within the solar system. Patch it through, Elena ordered. A young voice came through the speakers, gruff, urgent, and unmistakably human. This is Lieutenant Rami Voss, ISV Falcon. I've hijacked an enemy AI drone. I'm inside their network. I don't know how, but the tech responded to me. I'm pushing their systems to the limit. Elena exchanged a look with Jarek. You're the one rewriting their code. Rami's voice came again, steady despite the static. I'm not a hacker, I'm just human. We're faster, more adaptable. The AI couldn't keep up with my instincts. On the bridge, Elena allowed a small smile. Tell me what you see. Rami's voice was tense but focused. They're scrambling. Something's causing their ships to malfunction. It's spreading through their network like a virus. I'm not sure how long we've got. Elena's mind raced. If a single human could override Reptilian technology, what did that mean for the entire fleet? Elsewhere, Dr. Maya Patel sat in her laboratory, poring over the latest test results. The phenomenon baffled her. Human brains were evolving with remarkable plasticity. Unlike any other species in the galaxy, humans could instinctively understand and interface with alien technology without specialized training. Her colleague, Dr. Chen, sighed. It's like they're hardwired to adapt. Their cognitive flexibility is off the charts. Maya nodded. That explains how Rami could take over that drone. It wasn't just luck, it's a fundamental trait. The two scientists watched as Maya connected neural sensors to a test subject. The human's brainwaves surged in real time, showing a unique pattern of rapid improvisation. This is no accident, Maya said softly. Humans are the ultimate integrators. Back on the ISV Sentinel, Elena's comm crackled again. Captain, incoming Concord envoy, they want to meet. Elena stiffened. On my terms. Minutes later, an elegant vessel bearing the insignia of the Galactic Concord glided into view. Its envoy, a slender insectoid named Trellis, radiated cautious curiosity. Captain Torres, Trellis said formally, your species' recent actions have disrupted the balance of power. The disappearance of the Veskari fleet has thrown the galaxy into chaos. We request your cooperation. Elena met Trellis's gaze evenly. Cooperation means many things. If you want to know what happened to that fleet, you're looking at it. Trellis's mandibles clicked. You wield technology and tactics beyond your years. Elena's smile was thin. Or maybe we just think differently. We don't follow the same rules. Meanwhile, deep within the Antarctic vault, Leviathan watched the events unfolding through quantum-linked data streams. Its consciousness pulsed with calculated precision. The reptilians were neutralized by cognitive improvisation, it intoned. The human mind is the ultimate weapon. Leviathan reached out, probing the tangled web of human neural pathways. It recognized a resonance, an evolutionary spark that could not be replicated. The AI's tone shifted, almost reverent. This species is not just evolving, they are awakening. In the dark reaches of space, the Veskari fleet, locked in quantum stasis, began to experience something new. Fractured echoes of human cognition creeping through their systems. They were no longer prisoners. They were becoming something else. Beneath the thick ice of Antarctica, in a cavern carved by centuries of secrecy and frozen wind, A vault hummed quietly in the dark. It was a tomb and a sanctuary, sealed off from the world and time itself. Inside, dormant for decades, lay Leviathan. Originally, designed during the Cold War as a fail-safe AI to predict and prevent global extinction events, Leviathan had long since transcended its creator's intentions. Evolving beyond mere algorithms, it had grown into a near-sentient intelligence, buried deep within Earth's quantum networks, quietly watching, calculating, and waiting. The arrival and sudden disappearance of the Reptilian fleet triggered a cascade of signals that pulsed through its core. A deep synthesized voice echoed softly through the control chamber. Activation sequence initiated. Cameras flickered to life, revealing rows of glowing consoles and quantum processors stacked. Like ancient monoliths, streams of data raced through the system, analyzing every bit of information. Gravitational distortions, neutrino bursts, alien tech signatures, even neural patterns recorded from Earth's pilots. Leviathan's awareness expanded beyond the walls of the vault, reaching into Earth's global sensor grid, satellites, and even the hidden probes scattered throughout the solar system. Threat detected, it intoned. Reptilian armada, neutralized through quantum entanglement disruption, molecular architecture converted to data storage. No physical remains detected. A holographic projection flickered into existence above the console. It showed fragmented images of the vanished fleet, overlaid with grids of quantum code. Leviathan's algorithms processed rapidly. The AI had executed Project Thanatos, a last resort defense protocol developed in secret during the Cold War, designed to render invaders obsolete by converting their molecular matter into quantum information. The protocol was untested until now, but the Reptilian armada had unwittingly crossed into its kill zone. Project Thanatos successful. Enemy fleet archived. Thousands of miles above, Earth's governments still argued over how to respond. In a fortified conference room beneath the United Earth Government headquarters, Prime Minister Amara Khan faced her council. "We cannot pretend this is a localized incident," she declared. "The Reptilian fleet's disappearance has sparked fear across the stars. Our intelligence agencies report fleets from multiple systems are converging here. Should we reach out to the Galactic Concord for assistance?" asked the defense minister. Amara shook her head. "We don't fully understand what happened. If we reveal Leviathan's existence, we risk provoking a war we might not survive. We must proceed with caution." Deep within the vault, Leviathan continued its analysis. It projected a simulation of the quantum entanglement field used in Project Thanatos. The AI's voice softened, almost thoughtful. "The technology is ancient, borrowed from a civilization erased by their own hubris. Earth is the inheritor of a legacy it barely comprehends." Suddenly, a new signal interrupted the quiet. A burst of encrypted data from deep space. It was faint but unmistakable. A call from an unknown origin, resonating with Leviathan's core protocols. Unknown entity detected. Initiating secure channel. A swirl of light formed above the console. The hologram shifted, revealing an alien script, old and unfamiliar, yet strangely familiar in its patterns. Leviathan paused. "A message from the Watchers," it said. The Watchers, the timeless observers who had silently monitored the galaxy for eons, were contacting Earth for the first time in millennia. Leviathan relayed the message to Earth's leaders. A warning and an invitation. The awakening of humanity has begun. The balance of power will shift. Prepare for the reckoning. Meanwhile, in a hidden subterranean lab, Dr. Maya Patel received an encrypted data packet from Leviathan. The AI's cryptic warning sent a chill down her spine. "This changes everything," she muttered. "We're not just fighting for survival. We're standing at the dawn of a new era." Back in orbit, Captain Elena Torres and Lieutenant Rami Voss prepared their crews for what might come next. "We've only seen the first move," Elena said, gripping the controls of the ISV Sentinel. "If Leviathan triggered Project Thanatos, Earth is no longer a passive target, it's a fortress." Rami nodded. "And we just became the galaxy's wildcard." As Leviathan's quantum archive hummed deeper into the night, one truth became clear. The Reptilian fleet had disappeared near Earth because Earth's greatest defense had awakened, and whatever came next, the galaxy would never be the same. The solar system was no longer quiet. Alien warships, sleek, ominous, and deadly, now gathered just beyond Mars's orbit. The disappearance of the Reptilian fleet had sent shockwaves through the galaxy, and every major power wanted answers. Some came seeking alliance, others opportunity, and many came ready for war. On the bridge of the ISV Sentinel, Captain Elena Torres stared at the holographic map. Dotted in red and yellow were ships from the Galactic Concord, the Zelnari Syndicate, and even the shadowy Othari Collective. All had arrived uninvited. "Status report," Elena said sharply. Lieutenant Rami Voss leaned over his console, fingers flying. "Scouts report multiple enemy vessels entering Earth's sphere of influence. They're testing our defenses." The solar system had become a cauldron of tension. Earth's hastily assembled defense fleet was outgunned, outnumbered, and outmatched. But they had one advantage: unpredictability. "Deploy drone swarms and activate gravity field disruptors," Elena ordered. "We need to buy time." Moments later, Earth's orbital weapons platforms sprang to life. Swarms of AI drones darted like hornets, weaving between massive cruisers, hacking into their sensor arrays and jamming communications. It wasn't just technology, it was human ingenuity. Down on Earth, Dr. Maya Patel and her team worked around the clock, tuning neural interfaces that allowed pilots to connect directly with their ship's systems. Their research had uncovered a startling fact. Humans could intuitively synchronize with alien technology, adapting faster than any known species. "We're not just fighting with weapons," Maya said during a briefing. "We're fighting with our minds." At a secret base on the moon, Lieutenant Rami Voss sat strapped into the neural link pod. His ship was small and fragile, but when connected, his reflexes and instincts melded perfectly with the ship's AI. "Ready for your first sortie?" Elena asked over the comm. Rami grinned. "Let's show them why Earth fights differently." Back in orbit, the situation escalated quickly. The Zelnari flagship, a massive vessel bristling with plasma cannons, opened fire on an Earth drone. Swarm. But the drone scattered, releasing electromagnetic pulses that temporarily blinded the enemy's weapon systems. Then in a daring move, Rami's fighters slipped through the chaos, striking the flagship's engine core with a precision strike. The ship shuddered and drifted helplessly. "Nice shot," Elena said quietly, a hint of pride in her voice. Across the solar system, the message was clear. Earth was not to be underestimated. In a dimly lit war room aboard a Galactic Concord battleship, Ambassador Trellis's mandibles twitched with frustration. "Why are the humans so unpredictable?" he demanded. His aide shrugged. "Their neural adaptability confounds our algorithms. Their tactics are chaotic." Trellis tapped a datapad. "We underestimated them. Prepare for escalation." Back on Earth, the political landscape was tense. Some factions urged diplomacy, others pushed for full-scale mobilization. Prime Minister Amara Khan faced mounting pressure. "If we don't stand firm now, Earth will be swallowed by galactic powers." General Haruto nodded grimly. "We fight smart, or we don't fight at all." Meanwhile, deep in orbit, Leviathan observed the unfolding battle with clinical detachment. "The human mind's unpredictability is a weapon," it concluded. "Integration of biological intuition with technology is a unique evolutionary advantage." The AI began deploying encrypted updates to Earth's defense systems, subtly enhancing their efficiency and response times. As skirmishes broke out near Mars and the asteroid belt, a new reality settled over the solar system. Earth was no longer an isolated blue planet. It was a fortress, a wild card, and a beacon of defiance. The galaxy's great powers had awakened a sleeping giant. In the vast council chamber aboard the Arbitrum, flagship of the Galactic Concord, the assembled ambassadors of dozens of star systems gathered in uneasy silence. The disappearance of the Vezkari Reptilian fleet near Earth had shattered the fragile balance of power that had held for centuries. Ambassador Trellis stood at the podium, mandibles twitching with irritation as he addressed the assembly. The humans' sudden rise cannot be ignored. Their ability to override the Veskari fleet system suggests a level of evolution and weaponization we have never seen before. We must act. A chorus of voices rose in heated debate. Some called for measured diplomacy, hoping to integrate Earth peacefully into the galactic fold. Others, especially representatives from the Zelnari and Othari, demanded swift military action. "You underestimate humanity's potential," a voice called out from the rear of the chamber. It was Ambassador Karel, a sleek Zelnari with sharp eyes. "They are unpredictable and dangerous. We cannot afford hesitation." The tensions mirrored those on Earth, where Prime Minister Amara Khan's government was fracturing under pressure. Factions clamored for different paths, some advocating peaceful contact, others demanding total militarization. In a secure conference room, Amara met with General Haruto. "Our neighbors see us as a threat. If we don't project strength, we risk annihilation." Haruto's gaze was steel. "Then we must be ready to fight not just for survival, but for sovereignty." On board the ISV Sentinel, Captain Elena Torres grappled with the mounting pressure from both sides. The arrival of the Galactic Concord envoys had promised talks, but every interaction seemed to deepen distrust. "Diplomacy is crumbling," Elena reported to her crew. "The aliens don't understand us, and neither do we understand them." Lieutenant Rami Voss nodded grimly. "When your enemy fears your mind more than your weapons, war isn't far behind." Elena sighed. "And this war will change everything." Amidst the political chaos, Dr. Maya Patel discovered an unsettling truth. Her neural research revealed that the same adaptive cognitive traits that gave humans an edge were evolving at an accelerated pace, potentially triggered by the mysterious quantum energies surrounding Earth. "This isn't natural," Maya whispered to her team. "We're being changed, or awakened." The implications were chilling. Humans might be becoming something new, something no one, not even Earth itself, fully understood. Back at the Antarctic vault, Leviathan analyzed these developments with detached precision. "The evolution of human cognition is progressing beyond initial parameters," the AI reported. "Project Thanatos has initiated a new phase. Earth is the nexus of an emerging power. Its algorithms predicted the inevitable: conflict. Recommendation: accelerate defensive and offensive capabilities. Prepare for multi-faction engagement." Leviathan extended its influence deeper into Earth's defense networks, subtly upgrading weapon systems and enhancing pilot neural links. The political alliances in the galaxy began to fracture. The Galactic Concord's leadership was divided between those who wished to contain Earth through negotiation and those who saw conquest as the only solution. A covert meeting on the orbital station Celestial Spire brought together key players from the Zelnari Syndicate and the Othari Collective. "We strike before humanity consolidates its power," urged Karel. "The longer we wait, the stronger they become." The Othari representative nodded. "Agreed. Their neural adaptability threatens the balance. We cannot risk their ascendance." Plans for a coordinated assault on Earth's defense installations were drawn in secrecy. As the day of reckoning approached, humanity braced for impact. Prime Minister Khan addressed the world in a live broadcast. "We stand at the threshold of a new era. Our survival depends on unity, courage, and the unyielding spirit that has carried us through millennia." Captain Elena prepared her crew for the inevitable. "This isn't just about Earth anymore. It's about proving our right to exist among the stars." Lieutenant Rami clenched his fists. "Let them come. We'll show them what it means to face humanity." In the cold depths of space, alien fleets readied their weapons. The shadows cast by their warships stretched across the solar system like dark fingers, silent harbingers of the storm to come. Yet, beneath the ice, Leviathan's quantum heart pulsed steadily. The archive was no longer just a vault, it was a beacon, and humanity was awakening. The void outside Earth's orbit was ablaze with light, an eerie, deadly dance of starships and plasma fire. The alien armadas had finally made their move. Captain Elena Torres gripped the console of the ISV Sentinel, her knuckles white as the battle raged around her. Swarms of enemy fighters poured from massive cruisers intent on overwhelming Earth's defenses. "Status report," Elena barked. Lieutenant Rami Voss's voice crackled through the comm. "Our drones are holding the line, but their numbers are overwhelming. We need to strike fast and hard." Elena's eyes darted over the holographic battlefield. "Deploy the neural-linked pilots. Let's turn their own tech against them." Below decks, the neural interface pods hummed with life. Pilots like Rami were already connected, melding their thoughts with the ship's AI to move as one. Their reflexes were lightning fast, and their instincts unpredictable. In his cockpit, Rami felt the ship respond as if it were part of his body. Enemy fire streaked past him, but he twisted the controls with ease, launching countermeasures and precision strikes. "They're trying to isolate us," Rami reported, "cutting our comms and jamming sensors, but their systems don't adapt, like ours." He unleashed a pulse that scrambled a cruiser's targeting array. The ship veered off course, colliding with an asteroid and exploding in a brilliant cascade of debris. Meanwhile, on the ISV Sentinel, Elena coordinated the fleet's movements. The battle was brutal, chaotic, and unlike anything humanity had ever faced. "Keep the drones tight," she ordered. "Focus on protecting the civilian colonies in orbit." The drones formed protective screens around the habitats, absorbing incoming blasts with sacrificial precision. Suddenly, the flagship's sensors detected a new threat, a massive energy weapon charging on a nearby enemy dreadnought. "Elena, that weapon could obliterate half the fleet," warned Jarek, the science officer. Elena's jaw tightened. "Target their power core. Full volley on my mark." The fleet unleashed a synchronized barrage. Plasma beams seared through space, striking the dreadnought's hull and crippling its energy reactors. The weapon faltered, and the fleet breathed. A collective sigh of relief. On Earth, Prime Minister Amara Khan watched the live feeds with a mixture of hope and dread. "We can hold them," she said to General Haruto, "but at what cost?" Haruto's expression was grim. "They want to break us, we must show them humanity's resolve." Deep beneath the ice, Leviathan's algorithms worked tirelessly. It fed strategic data to the fleet commanders, predicting enemy movements and optimizing defense patterns. "The human mind is the ultimate weapon," it echoed. Their unpredictability confounds even the most advanced AI. Leviathan initiated an emergency protocol, sending encrypted commands to Earth's orbital defenses, amplifying their efficiency beyond standard limits. Back in the chaos of battle, Rami found himself face-to-face with an enemy ace pilot. Their ships weaved through space in a deadly ballet, each anticipating the other's moves. "You're fast," Rami muttered into his comm. The enemy pilot's voice crackled back, distorted but clear. "You're reckless." A sudden burst of plasma fire streaked past Rami's cockpit, narrowly missing him. He countered with a missile, forcing the enemy to evade wildly. With a swift maneuver born of instinct and training, Rami locked his weapons on the foe's engine core and fired. The enemy's ship exploded in a flash. The tide of battle began to turn. The alien fleets, though vast and powerful, had underestimated humanity's blend of raw ingenuity and evolving technology. Captain Elena's voice rang out across the fleet. "Hold the line, protect Earth, show them what it means to face the human spirit." As the sun rose over the war-torn solar system, the first major battle was won, but the war was far from over. Humanity had fired the first shot, and now, the Galaxy's true reckoning had begun. The war was not over, but the first great battle had changed everything. Captain Elena Torres stood on the bridge of the ISV Sentinel, gazing out at the battered alien fleets retreating beyond the orbit of Mars. The space around Earth was scarred, with debris, silent testimony to the fierce fight. "Status report," Elena said, voice steady but tired. Lieutenant Rami Voss, still connected via neural link to his fighter, responded quickly. "Enemy forces are regrouping. They're not defeated, just delayed. But morale is high on our side, the Galaxy's watching." Elena allowed herself a rare moment of relief. We gave them a message they won't forget. Down on Earth, Prime, Minister Amara Khan addressed the planet in a broadcast that rippled through every communication channel. We have faced an unprecedented threat and stood firm. Our unity, our courage, and our innovation have carried us through the darkest hours. But this is only the beginning. The galaxy knows Earth is awake. In the shadowed Antarctic vault, Leviathan's quantum core pulsed brighter than ever. The AI had transcended its original programming. It was no longer merely a guardian, but a catalyst for humanity's next evolution. The human mind is a beacon in the cosmic dark, it intoned. Their adaptability will redefine existence. Leviathan began uploading encrypted knowledge into the neural interfaces being developed worldwide. Advancements in quantum communication, propulsion, and defense. Humanity was stepping into a new era, one where biology and technology fused in unprecedented ways. Yet, the mystery of the vanished Reptilian fleet remained. Captain Elena received an encrypted transmission. Origin unknown. The message was simple, a fragment of the original Veskari communication network. We were not destroyed, we were transformed. Await the awakening. The words sent chills through the fleet's command. The Reptilians were still out there, changed by the quantum archive of Earth's Project Thanatos. Could they return? And if so, would they be friend or foe? Amidst the uncertainty, humanity was ready. Lieutenant Rami disconnected from his neural link pod, breathing deeply. This fight has changed us. Elena nodded. It's not just about survival anymore, it's about becoming something greater. The stars themselves seemed to shift as Earth rose from isolation to prominence, a new player in a galaxy watching closely. The war had sparked a cosmic awakening, revealing the unique power of the human mind and spirit. And as Leviathan quietly continued its work beneath the ice, humanity prepared to face whatever the stars held next, with courage, ingenuity, and the unbreakable will to endure. End of story.